Fuck is you telling me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You were tuned in to episode 16. Throw the Hook podcast, man. It's your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. I got the team with me, man. I got everybody's favorite OG. Boxing First Vlog is in the building. What's going on, good brother?
Oh man, I'm ready to break this whole day of boxing down because it wasn't a night of boxing, it was a whole day of boxing. My God, bro, my eyelids hurt.
Bro,
I think I pulled it was 12 hours worth of boxing, bro. And I damn near watched every single fight.
Listen,
and that ain't even including pro box.
Bro,
God bless. Shout out to real quick, shout out to Lamont Roach Sr. Mm-hmm. Excellent card, bro. Yeah. Excellent card.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I got Ty Finney, the legend, aka In This Corner podcast. What's going on, good brother?
What's going on, man? You know, last night was crazy, man. You know, I was sitting in front of the TV glued to that joint, man. So let's get this thing going, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't hide my age. I ain't no young dude, man. I ain't gonna lie. I took 2 naps, man. I had to get through all that, man, for sure. I took 2 little baby naps, for sure, bro. Oh man, it's so much to unpack, man. The Pro Box card that went down, that was Friday. That went down. You have the UK card, Bakram and Josh Kelly. We definitely got to get into that. Then we had the main card with Shakur and Teofimo. We got people losing their wigs, all types of stuff, man. And then today, vlog, I don't know if you've seen it, but William Skull got stopped.
I told, but hold up, peep game. If you double back to the live, I told y'all that white boy could box a little bit. Now the power came, you know, neither one of them dudes was like real KO guys, so the power kind of came out of nowhere. But as far as being able to outbox Skull and put him in that position, I told y'all about that. You know what I mean? So I'm doing my homework for the fans, man, and kind of putting y'all up on some of these fights that might be off y'all radar, bro.
For sure. And then we got the Zuffa card today that don't look half bad. Got some names on there. You know, they might be rocking the uniforms again, but I'm cool with it. You know, they might have put a nameplate or something on there, but you know, they gotta do what they gotta do. You know what I'm saying? But let's get started, man. Really quick. For the people that's in here. Yo, say what's up when you come in, man. Like you walk into somebody's crib, man. You say what's up. We got a couple people up in here, man. Put a comment in, say what's up. Put a 1 in the chat. Let us know we sounding good, sounding crispy, and we gonna get the thing rolling. Let's start with Pro Box TV, man. Like I'm a big fan of Pro Box TV, man. Like I really, really am. It was about a good 2 to 3 fights that was some bangers on that card, man. I like that kid. I like that kid Scarborough. Yo. Like he's nice in the sense of this, because I see where vlog getting ready to go. So Scarborough is a kid with a following. That's number 1, which is not easy to do. He has a following. Number 2, he is entertaining as hell because he's flawed defensively. Is that where I got you? All right, cool. And then on top of that, he's a power puncher, and he let them hands go. So he's the perfect combination of the 3 to let you know that he can be a potential player and at the very least get a nice payday with a name. But it was some good cards it was some really, really good fights on that card, man. Vlog,
I'm
what you think about the Pro Box card, bro?
I thought the Pro Box card was better than the European card. Even though I told y'all Josh Padley was gonna do his thing, he got the KO. I don't know who he was fighting, but that dude looked like a goddamn welterweight compared to
That's a big
Padley.
boy. Yeah, that's a big boy. That's a big boy.
So again, I just rating the cards. I would say Pro Box card slightly out edged the Dazan European card. Just even having better names on the Dazan card, obviously World Championship fights, blah blah blah. I still think Pro Box, just the performances from these unknown guys that are, you know what I mean, taking that light and trying to run with it. You know what I mean? A lot of them dudes, this was obviously their biggest stages and whatnot. So they came and did work. I like the boy Whitmore, but my standout is the boy Ben Johnson. That boy with that jab, oh my God, that's a shotgun jab, bro. And he devastated the Ryan Garcia lookalike. But big shout out to the Ryan Garcia lookalike, because again, you're dealing with dudes with donuts on their records, dudes that are, you know, at this time, you want to pad the record a little bit, maybe up to around 15 fights, and then you might dive into the, you know, I mean, stepping up echelon, but they clashing at these early stages, 10, 11 fights. And big shout out to Mesa, you know what I mean? He tried to do what it do. Like I said, if you watch that fight, Ryan Garcia lookalike for sure. The way he boxed and everything. I thought, in my estimation, in that fight, he threw too heavy too early, and he gassed out and didn't allow himself any defensive energy. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you're so offensively minded, you're using all your energy, but when it's time to be evasive, time to protect, he didn't have it in him, and that jab gunned him down. So that was a great fight to me. That was fight of the night performance. Like, you know what I mean? But like I said, they have some other cats, Whitmore, you know what I mean? A couple other dudes that kind of didn't perform at their levels, you know what I mean? So, you know, Short Dog, guys like that, you know, I just think
that was an awkward,
you know,
that was an awkward style matchup too for Short Dog too.
So you know, he got the victory. He got the victory, but you know, but all in all, I thought it was an excellent card. Big shout out to him. I like Senior not even playing the front. Like there was no
the background. Like
I love that.
Let me follow up on that real quick. If you're not up on social media, you wouldn't even know that he's involved. You wouldn't even know that he's involved. You know what I mean? Big shout out to him for sure, man. Big shout out to Bruce Gas in the building, man. Says salute. Big shout out to you, bro. Subscribe to Bruce Gas channel, man. One of the best doing it, one of the most knowledgeable dudes out here doing it for sure. Big shout out to Bruce Gas. We got Dakota in the building, said, yo, big shout out Dakota. Somebody put a 1 in the chat, man. Let me know if we sounded crispy, man. You know what I'm saying? As far as the Pro Box card, I won't stay on it long. I'm just gonna point out, I really just have one question in a comment. My fight of the night, was Teasley versus Flores. That was a good fight. And it wasn't the easiest fight to score. I do think they got it right. I think Teasley did beat Flores. Vlog, I know we talked about that briefly before that card happened, but it was about a good 3 bangers on there. It was a good 3 bangers on that card, and Ty, with that Pro Box card being in your neck of the woods, man, like how good was it for you to see a card like that in your neck of the woods, and basically that's some competition for like Jetta Promotions and other promotional companies that's coming out there to your part of town in Maryland.
Yeah, I can't speak on it because I did miss the card, but I will say that like salute to Pro Box because they're bringing them cards to Maryland a lot. So salute to them, and I'm sure they're going to keep doing it. So I definitely got to pour it up. But yeah, salute to them, and like Vlog was saying, you know, salute to Roach Senior because I see he's definitely there, you know, behind the scenes putting that work in. So salute to everybody involved.
Yeah, they got a nice little setup going on there, and so you have guys like Jetta Promotions, like they got to keep up. Zuffa Boxing, they got to keep up. They got to keep up the Pro Box. They got to keep up. They're setting the bar. and they're setting the standard. You understand what I'm saying? Early this year too. So if you missed the card, it's definitely on YouTube, on ProBox TV's channel. The whole card is on there. So definitely, if you get a chance, definitely go back and show ProBox TV some love. And we're gonna start trying to get some of these fighters on the show too, man. Like they deserve some love. You know what I'm saying? Toughly matched fights. You know what I mean? Evenly matched fights for the most part. It's a good look over there at ProBox TV, man. But to keep this thing moving, Vlog and I will definitely be talking for the majority of this segment. But Bachram versus Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly got a majority decision, won the title, and we gotta talk about it. Hold on, I gotta invite family up in here, man. My guy Jay Will in the building, man, said let's go. What's up, fellas? Jay Will, big shout out to you, bro. Big shout out to you. Said a lot of boxing. Yeah, it was a hell of a lot of boxing, bro. Like it ain't even over yet. Like that's the thing that's crazy.
Can I say this real quick? Let me say this real quick. These dudes that's doing these numbers about these matchups, these dudes are so incorrect on their understanding of boxing. First of all, these favors are priced way too high. That dude Kalishnikov, Kalaziaz, he was like a minus 1,300. And this dude got, after the knockdown, got banged out the fight. So, bro, these dudes are even with the young boy Short Dog, highly favored. I think he was like a minus 800. Bro, there's no way in the world he should have been that high. Bro, stop with the price tags. They need some help. Give me a call, bro. All them Vegas dudes, give me a call. I'll talk to you.
So for my non-bettors out there, Vlog is talking about betting lines for some of these fights. I just want to bring a little bit of clarity just in case you're not the betting man. But I definitely hear what you're saying. Jay Will, he said UK upsets with Dalton Smith and now Josh Kelly. Yeah, man, UK up right now, man. UK up right now, man. But let's get into Bachram versus Josh Kelly. Controversial decision. I think everybody would agree that it was a close fight. Todd, did you catch that fight, or is that one you got to catch up on?
Yeah, I watched it, man. Like, my take on it is this: like, I said going into this fight, I was concerned, with Bachram with his inactivity. Mm-hmm. So I think it showed in a sense, like Josh Kelly's game plan was like A+. Like, he kept his distance, and like every time Bachram was coming in, he just couldn't catch him. He was just too slow. So, like, Josh Kelly, yeah, he was good with his footwork. He was just good popping with the jab. And like, to me, man, Bachram, like, I'm disappointed, man. Like, I don't know what his game plan was. I mean, I know when he fought Tim Tszyu, it was more stationary, so he was able to drop him a couple times. But yeah, Josh Kelly stayed on his toes, stayed away from danger, kept the distance. So like his game plan from the first round to the last round was good. Like, to me, like, Bachram, he just didn't have a plan B. He didn't have a plan B, just coming forward, and he was too slow for the guy. So, I'm also thinking, man, he might need to move up. So I don't think anybody else saying, like, Boots, anybody washes Bachram. Like, I know they were saying, like, this guy could be the boogeyman, but, like, yeah, he didn't show me enough. That's just my opinion. He didn't show me enough.
So you thought Kelly won the fight?
Easily.
Okay. Hey, hold on. Let me go next. I want to give you the floor last. So, Todd, that's a great point in the sense of when you said in the last show you had concerns about Bachram being a little rusty out the gates, the layoff. I personally don't like power punchers coming off of long layoffs, just traditionally speaking, not just Bachram, but traditionally speaking. The power punchers, it seemed like it takes them the longest to get into a groove coming off of a long layoff. So I did have that concern as well. What I will say is Kelly did move his feet well. I think Kelly did a lot of more moving than I would have liked. I felt like he could have accomplished the same thing with less movement. But you could tell Bachram was rusty in there. He didn't really get it going until I would say probably like he looked like he wasn't alive until about round 5, round 6. Like he just seemed like he was like stuck in the mud. And I think it was to the point to where he made Kelly look faster than what he actually is. I had to go back and watch it because I was like, I never seen Kelly that fleet of foot. And then I watched it again and I was like, no, this is the combination of Kelly being fleet of foot and Bakram just being slow on his feet, just making Kelly look faster than probably what he actually is. So that first half of the fight for Bakram, it wasn't good. Also, he's on the road. So you're fighting on the road, even though you're a champion. You have to put a product out there too, because you got to get them judges, eyeballs, in a fight when you're on the road. So I think just Bakram just took too long to start. Like I just think he took too long to start. And I had it a draw. I watched it twice. I had it a draw both times. I don't have a problem if people have it for Bakram by 7-5. I don't have a problem with people having it for Kelly 7-5. It's really a matter of what you like. But as far as Bakram is concerned, I'm disappointed in his performance because he started entirely too late. And I hope he has a rematch clause. I hope he has a rematch clause. I think if he doesn't, I think that's like business and management negligence. Like I think that's like negligence. You know what I'm saying? Because that's pretty much standard for a reigning and defending champion, even if they're fighting on the road. Vlog, cook up, bro.
First of all, breaking that fight down, bro, the roles were reversed. The way one fighter fought, that's the way you retain your title. The way the other fighter fought is the way you go get a title. Whether you think his route was successful or not, you cannot give the reverse roles in the way the fight played out to the fighter that was fighting a defensive fight, an avoidance fight. You're not fighting a fight that says, I'm coming to take your shit. That's like committing a burglary, but all you doing is running around the house, kicking the door and breaking windows, but you never going inside and getting shit. So it's not really a burglary. So again, analyzing that fight, that's not really a way you take someone's title, whether it's in your backyard or not. You never really took the title. Then you talking about the running, to me, where y'all say the footwork. Running for 2.5 minutes to 2:45 out of a 3-minute round, and you be only engaging because you're forced to, is not winning a title. It's not winning rounds. The aggression has to still take edge when you're judging the round. The person that's creating the action, whether it's successful or not, it still has to take edge. That's just a flat out way. Because if Bachman stood in the corner and waited for Kelly, we would have never, ever had a punch thrown in that fight.
Yeah, I will add this, Vlog. I do think that Bachman, like in that 9th round, I believe Kelly went down, and I think the ref ruled it slipped. But to me, that looked like a flush knockdown. It looked like he got a shot to the body and he went down, but that wasn't.
No, they marked it a knockdown. So
I think that should have been 2 knockdowns for him, but I guess the ref ruled it a slip or whatever. So, but I didn't get that. I think he went down twice in that 9th round.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's a legit point, and I haven't heard many people. Brought that up. Let me get in the comments real quick. I don't want to lose these guys. Jay Will said, "Vlog ready to cook." You seen his face? Vlog was like this. Yo, Jay Will said Tim Zoo is flat-footed, come forward and uses his head to block punches. Kelly lateral movement and hand speed different makes him much tougher. For a guy like Bakram, absolutely. Teach, he says Shakur is king. Enjoy, fellas. Teach, what's going on, baby? Appreciate you stopping through, man. Adam Hurley in the building, man. Big shout out to you. He said Gerald Miller only won because he got that bald guy's favor on the cards. That's funny. We gonna get into that though. We gonna get into that. Jay Will laughing. A vlog. I want to respond to what you said, and I'm not gonna bring up like the private conversation that we had because I think I have a better understanding of what you're saying. So where I do agree with you is whether it's the champion or the challenger, the person that is trying to initiate the action, there is a certain level of credit that has to be given to that person. I agree with that 100%. Like I said, whether it's the champion or the challenger, the person that's trying to make the fight, the person that's coming forward, the person that's trying to engage looks better than the person that's moving around and looks like they're trying to avoid action. So I want to make that very, very clear because I know Vlog and I talk like every day. So I don't want to give the impression that I'm against that particular statement. So a lot of people feel like that. The aggressor should get some type of credit. All right. So with that being said, there's only one person that's probably going to be on the front foot in a fight like that, and it's Bakram. So this is where the line gets drawn. It's like, where do you draw the line between a person that is using lateral movement, but they are, matter of fact, you know what, Vlog, I think this is a better question. Give me, in your opinion, what was the difference between Josh Kelly and the work that he did in terms of his footwork to punch output and like an Andy Cruz against Murataya when it comes down to his footwork and his punch output? Like, give me the difference in that, in your opinion.
Andy Cruz actually sat down at points either because he was forced to or because he wanted to engage and be first. He actually bought the fight to Murataya way more than Kelly bought to Bachman.
Yeah.
So even if you look at the punch stats, he had rounds where he only had single digit punch outputs, single digit punch landed. That is not how you take someone's title. You're talking about Bachman didn't land, but at least he was engaging and he was attempting to defend his title with action.
And Vlog, let me add on to what you said, bro. Actually, some of the rounds that I gave the Bakram was simply for that reason.
Same here.
I don't
Same
think,
here.
Because I don't think Bakram did any great work at all in this fight.
Until late. No doubt.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Kelly was fighting like that because Bakram was a power puncher and he wasn't willing to trade with him? Like, if he stayed in the pocket, he could have got caught with something big. So, in my opinion, he was just doing that to avoid trouble, to avoid getting clipped with something big. So he had about smart.
No, that's
I agree with that. His game plan was intelligent. That's the best way to attack a fighter like Bachman. But at the same time, the key word is attack. Attack. Yeah. Never did you ever say, yo, here's the line. I'm not letting you cross this line. When? Outside of when Bachman kind of punched himself into the corner and then you jumped on him from behind and started bopping him before he could be completely turned around, and the ref allowed that nonsense. And that little flurry won you the 10th round? Come on, bro. It was a nonsense victory. It's going down 2026 most controversial decision in boxing for this year for me. So remember that. It's going to be several more fights where we can definitely have this, even fights that's maybe not as on the level, world caliber level championship fights that are falling into this category that we have to talk about. That we have to, because it's like Lamont Roach, to me, fighter of the year, but he got robbed twice.
Yeah.
I thought of this category. I did.
Well,
It's like, yo, this shit has to be talked about.
yeah, I think it's a fascinating topic because I think both of you have great points. It's just when you are, because I want to take away whether it's a championship fight or not. Like I want to take that part away. Um, my main question is like, where do you draw the line with the guy that's not the aggressor? Where do you draw the line in terms of the credit you're giving him to give him a round? And that's where it can kind of get gray at because with Bakram, I would say it was probably only maybe out of the rounds I gave him 6. I think 4 out of them 6, I gave it to him simply off of aggression. I didn't even give him any of them rounds because of the quality of work. And it was kind of like them swing rounds, like them dead rounds where it was just a bunch of nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? That fight was an intriguing fight, but it was really hit or miss. It was a lot of dry moments in that fight because of the cat and mouse game.
But why was it dry, Jeff? Let's be honest. Who created the dry moments?
Both of them. I'm gonna tell you why. Both of them because Kelly wants to use his movement. He's using his movement. And Vlog, we talk about this all the time off camera. When you're a power puncher, you have to have the ability to cut off the ring.
I was going to say.
Hey! Oh my God, that was
a Vlog. But I knew you was listen. I knew you was gonna get to that. I knew you was gonna get to that. I just wanted to beat you there though. Bakram has a responsibility, not only as a power puncher, but as a champion, to do something to try to cut the ring off. And this is going to be a major topic on this show because there's another fighter that fought last night that was horrible at cutting the ring off. We'll get into that a little bit later. But Bakram, even though that was a difficult assignment, Bakram looked like his feet was just in the goddamn mud. Like when I say bro, I don't understand how some of these people get the Boogeyman logo, the label. I don't get it. I really don't get it, bro. I really don't get it. Like Subriel Matias had the Boogeyman logo. Bakram had the Boogeyman logo. And I'm just like, yo, like they're only the Boogeyman if they got somebody standing in front of them being stupid, just being dumb. You know what I'm saying? Bakram can't, and this is for Bakram like going forward. Bakram, you can't win fights like that as a power puncher. You can't win fights like that. You have to bring some type of footwork and some type of skill along with your power. Like you need to develop your skill set or watch who you fight. You need to be
the first thing he could have done was obviously once he got close, instead of trying to use both hands, position yourself with one hand, keeping him either on this side or that side, and let the other hand go. This is something very simple. It's not even a cheat in boxing. It's kind of known that like, yo, if I'm gonna get close, I'm gonna kind of control and get off a little bit, switch hands in that same position. Boom, boom. You know what I mean? He wasn't doing the simplest of things, which in a trainer's mind, it's like, bro, I'm damn near 50,000 miles away from y'all and I can see this shit. You right there at ringside. You can't tell your fighter to do that?
At this point, I'm like, does he even have the skill set to do it?
Bro, we have to talk about these trainers, bro. These dudes are getting overpaid, bro.
I think a Vlog. I think hold on to that statement.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna roll that. We're gonna roll that into the next topic. Adam, he said dancing around out of fear of getting hit is just not a good look. There has to be some kind of rule, but I don't know how to state it. Bro, that's why I'm glad we're having this discussion, Adam, because there's a lot of people that feel the way you do.
Can I bring this up real quick?
Go ahead.
In MMA, they actually do have a rule. They actually will deduct a point from you for not engaging. So it's something that's in the sport of in a combat sport, but just in another part of combat sport. But it actually is out there, and I've heard referees kind of, sanction guys, not sanction them, but kind of discuss like, yo, you guys is kind of bullshitting in here. Let's do it. You know what I mean? But literally to say somebody has taken a point away, no. But I think there has to be a part of just the judging and the whole realm of analyzing the fight.
I would like to see the referees do that a little bit more too. I know the UFC referees are good at that. When it gets kind of dull, they'll clap their hands like, hey, listen, we got a crowd here. Let's get it going. You know what I'm saying? I wish the referees would do that in boxing too. Adam, he says foot movement is important in boxing, but there's a difference between footwork and running. That is an absolute fact, bro. That is an absolute fact. And Adam, just a part of why we do this show is not only for us to learn, but for us to educate as well. And there is a difference between movement and running, and we're gonna try to highlight that as much as we can, in not only this show but just future shows as well. But that's a great point. Jay Will, he said Tank did a great job of cutting off Frank Martin. Later on in the fight, yeah. Tank first couple rounds when he got into a groove. He did a good job in making Frank Martin run in the shots and mainly body shots. That's part of cutting the ring off. Go ahead, bro.
But Tank is a second half fighter, so we can't really judge him for the slow starts, the 1 through 3 sort of starts. You know what I mean? Like that's just, it's like you kind of got to get a little Tank revved up. You know what I mean? A Tank ain't gonna come out gunning 0 to 60. They ain't winning no races. So you know what I mean? I think that's just part of his nature too. So, but he has a point.
A classic. That's a good example. That's a good example of a person. There's different ways of cutting the ring off. You can cut the ring off with your footwork. You can also cut the ring off by setting traps and setting up shots to where guys are running into shit to make them stay in place, and then you can work. So there's a couple different ways you can go about cutting the ring off as well.
Your physicality can cut the ring off.
Yes, absolutely.
Like the example I gave with how Bachman could have did the old school simplest thing to keep his target stationary for a minute. You know what I mean? Because if you know what a shooter know, the hardest thing to hit is a moving target. So if you want that target to stay stationary, you might have to grab it and hold it for a second.
Yeah.
Simple.
Adam said guys don't understand that cutting off the ring is about pivoting and not chasing. So that's true. You have to throw it. You have to throw. It's not just, you can't just say that particular statement and that's it. So there's other elements to it. So yes, it's about pivoting, but it has to be pivoting along with the punch that you throw along with the pivot to make it work. But I think that's a perfect segue into what I want to get into. The Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez card. This was for me. This was entertaining in a lot of different ways. I want to segue that into the Ammo Williams fight. Now he was supposed to fight Carlos Adames. Carlos Adames basically had dehydration and had to go to the hospital. I also heard that he had a biceps injury going into the fight. So they're not sure if it was just the dehydration, but Ammo Williams got a last minute replacement. And I mean, literally last minute. It was like the day before, you know what I'm saying? But Ammo Williams is a classic example of somebody that can't cut the ring off. If you want to see a person that can't cut the ring off and got bad footwork, go watch that Ammo Williams fight from Saturday. And I usually don't agree with Sergio Mora and them that much, but they were spot on as far as their assessment of Ammo Williams in that fight. Ty, did you see the Ammo Williams fight?
Nah, that's one of the ones I didn't see.
Oh, bro, when you get a chance, go watch that Ammo Williams fight, and you'll see how bad his footwork is. Vlog, I know you seen the fight. Do you want to kind of speak on just your thoughts on that fight and just him not being able to cut the ring off?
First of all, we gonna give him a bit of an adjustment because it's a fighter that technically you didn't train for. So I'm gonna give you that, and that very, very understandable. But if you look back across his history, it's just not something that he's very good at. It didn't get him out of danger in the Shimazi fight. So it defensively, it doesn't help him. Offensively, his feet don't help him. So that's just like every fighter isn't perfect. Every fighter isn't Boots. So I get it. You know what I mean? But just talking about the specific of cutting the ring off, he never even adjusted. His corner never even told him to adjust. Like, yo, punch where he's not at so you can punch where he's going to be.
Yeah.
Very simple.
I think
very simple.
And I think even with you mentioned Boots, I think probably one of the few low moments in his career is when he, you can't even really consider it a low moment, but where it caused some conversation is when he fought, what's my man name that he fought twice? What's his first name? He got a female first name?
Karen.
Karen. Yeah. When he fought Karen, right? When he fought Karen in the first fight, Boots pretty much won like 12-0, like 11-1 if you wanted to give him a round. But even Boots said like he didn't do a great job in cutting the ring off. He was just doing a lot of pressing and a lot of chasing. There's a certain level of patience that comes along with cutting the ring off. There's a certain level of movement that you have to have, and your punch selection is key in cutting the ring off.
You know what I call it? Persistence. You have to be persistent. You have
to be persistent and then smart within your persistence as well. Ammo Williams, first of all, salute to him for getting the victory. Getting that last second opponent, that's not an easy thing to deal with, especially when you have some flaws like Ammo. That's not necessarily a person I would want to give a last minute, replacement to. But he went in there and did what he had to do. He worked. He went in there and he worked. Got a victory, and big shout out to the opponent too for lasting that whole fight on 24 hours notice.
He ate that uppercut. He ate that
uppercut big time. But the thing with Ammo Williams was chasing him around the ring a lot because he was letting his opponent slide out the side door. He was letting him slide out the side door. And the thing with Ammo is he made sure he got his right foot on the outside of his opponent's left foot. But the thing is, he wasn't planting. He wasn't planting and throwing. He was throwing a lot of these. He wasn't following it up with stuff like this. Them hooks is going to keep him in place. Am I correct, Lord? Them hooks is going to keep them. Them hooks is going to keep him locked in. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing a lot of straight shots, and he was just sliding out the sides. And Sergio Mora, I want to give him credit because he brought this up, and this is something I noticed about Ammo a while ago. Ammo Williams brings his feet together a lot, and they're too close. When you're too close, you can't get to the target. You're not bouncy. You can't be bouncy, and your feet are like together. You know what I'm saying? They got to be spread out a little bit so you can make the moves you need to make. So Ammo, I think Ammo's too far in his career to correct that. Like it is what it is with him. You know what I'm saying? But that's a classic example of somebody that doesn't do a great job of cutting the ring off because he don't have the proper footwork. And I think that starts from when you a pup. You know what I'm saying? That starts when you a pup, but Vlog, that's great points, man. Great points. Jay Will said G5 exactly. Janabek was called Boogeyman, and he can't even make it to the ring. These guys, it's crazy because you got guys like Janabek and Bakram and these guys, they get labeled the Boogeyman, but you got guys like Boots, they'll say he avoiding people. It's it's crazy. Let me see.
Speaking of Boots, Boots and them talking about something might be in the twerkings. Could be about a week or so. They saying They saying they got the boy a new spine. You know what I mean? Got the surgical replacement, got him a real spine. So maybe he might go on and step in there.
Hopefully, him and Virgil will get it together. But after this weekend's fights, man, we'll get into that maybe a little later on. But he got some other options too, as well. But PR Strength, man, what's going on, bro? Big shout out to you. PR Strength 9952. Big shout out to you. Want to shout you out properly. Said T.O. dad is trash, yelling, saying hit him. Like, bro, tell what you're seeing and what to do.
Didn't I bring up these trash ass trainers earlier?
I just want to directly address this comment, and this goes back to the father-son trainer-fighter relationship, and all of them are not built equal. I think with fighting a guy like Shakur Stevenson, I don't think there was anything that could be said, but there were some dumbass comments that came out of Senior's mouth.
No, hold up, bro.
During that fight.
Bro, he hit him with the Rocky. He said, "I want to see the eye of the tiger."
No, he went deep. He went deep with that.
I was dying. I was like, "That's how you start the fight, bro."
Yeah, but we're gonna get into that shortly, Shakur and Teofimo. Let me see. Demetrius Jones 6'9". What's going on, bro? He said that fight last night was so boring. I felt like Shakur was still fighting on Wednesday night, just like his bum ass fighting skills. You sound like Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. Man, they put a whole joint out saying Shakur boring. Go ahead.
Hey, then he ain't gonna like my pound for pound list. He said that. He ain't gonna like my list.
Hey, Ty, did you think the Shakur and Teofimo fight? Did you think it was boring? And also, do you think the people that say that it was boring, you think they have a point?
To me, it wasn't boring. You know, people always label Shakur as a runner, born fighter. But look what he did, man. This guy was just straight busy with the jab. I mean, if you're a born fighter, you don't make somebody's face look like that.
Mm-hmm.
Theo had knots, baddest cut I've seen on him. And like Shakur made it easy. It wasn't born. You just watching a skilled fighter, a skilled defensive fighter. That's what it was. It wasn't born. It was just skills and great defense.
Ty, that's a great point. Great point.
Listen. It wasn't even that he wasn't getting hit. It was just the only work that was open for him was the body, because that's what he gave him. If he wanted to give him the head, I think he would have been able to deal with the head shots to get his body work off to maybe get a knockout.
And he was rolling with the body shots.
A lot of them he was parrying off, catching them on the elbow. But that was literally the only thing that was open consistently for Teofimo.
And the reason I didn't think it was boring at all, because Shakur was standing right there. I'd rather you say that Teofimo put out some trash ass offense. Say Teofimo put out some trash ass offense versus Shakur being penalized for him being damn near perfect in that fight.
But if you really was watching the fight, you always felt like, in my estimation, watching it, like Teofimo was trying all these different things. Something was going to work and get him back in the fight. That's how in my estimation, it was building up until obviously the later rounds. You know, you're talking like 8, 9, 10. It's kind of like, it's over. But early, you kind of felt like, he was switching. You know what I mean? He started going to the body a little bit late, but he ended up starting to reach and start to touch the body a little bit consistently. You thought, okay, something might work. So I thought it was still a bit of a chess match until, like the man just went in cruise control.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is like Teo tried a couple of different things. None of it worked. So you can count it as Shakur being great and Teofimo just not finding the answers. But I'd rather put it on Tio, than to say Shakur is boring. I
But
think
that's not. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that to add to the argument of that it wasn't a boring fight
oh yeah, I agree.
because you saw the effort from Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
I think his I don't obviously we don't know what his preparation was going into the fight, but it do look like let's just try a bunch of shit and see what works.
it,
And
it,
I think he
and
would
that.
have been better. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
As,
Go ahead.
but as a boxing fan, you gotta salute the effort, bro. Like, what if he didn't even try? What if he sat back and just kind of was trying to counterpunch all night?
Yeah, I think, but to be honest with you, like I think that's the one thing early. I was debating on whether Tio should even like try to fight off the back foot and make Shakur the aggressor, but I felt like Tio had to win some early rounds in order to do that, and he just wasn't able to do it, man. Like Shakur just put on a masterpiece, man. He like sometimes you just gotta just give it up. Like he put on a masterpiece, man, fighting, man. That's one of the better performances you're gonna see in a
that was Pernell Whitaker-esque in my estimation.
To be honest with you, bro, like that was one of the better performances you're gonna see. Prime versus prime guy. That was dominant, bro. That was dominant. And you're gonna have some people that thought it was boring. I would say they might be more on the casual side, but even if you're a hardcore and you felt like it was boring, I think you need to expand your horizons a little bit. You know what I'm saying, in terms of watching a dominant fighter at work. Adam said prayers out to Carlos Adames. I heard his dehydration got really bad. Yeah, I hope everything okay with him, but he need to move up.
Hey, a question. I got a question. Is he being stripped?
No.
So basically, y'all saying he should voluntarily drop that belt.
Am I saying that?
I'm asking you. Yeah, it's a question.
No, I think just his next fight need to be an Ammo Williams, and they need to put some stipulations in there.
Ty,
what was your question?
Should Adames drop that belt? If he's having these issues with dehydration, making this weight, it's not healthy for him. Obviously, should he drop the belt or should he be stripped? Because this is a last minute situation, bro. Like,
I was disappointed. That's kind of why I didn't even really watch that fight, because I was kind of disappointed because that was the fight I was looking forward to. So
yeah,
man.
Yeah, I remember you brought that up in a live. You don't know?
Yeah, man. I mean, we're having a lot of this happen lately in boxing, man. So
shit, MMA too, man. You seen the dude make weight and he fell flat on his face.
Yeah,
man, that was bad, man. Yeah. Was that UFC, right? Or
yeah, MMA? That was UFC.
Yeah. Dude walked and fell straight down. Yeah, that was bad, man. Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but if he's having bad dehydration problems, Vlog, to answer your question, from the fact of can he make weight and is it dangerous for him to make weight? I think he should drop the belt. I think he should drop the belt to move up.
Is there something in with the organization that they could strip him based on that?
No, because he went through the proper protocols, because he did make, from what I was told, he did make weight. He was just so bad off after he made the weight that they had to take him to the hospital. So he did make weight. So that's why I'm saying not to strip him. But I think personally, him and his team need to sit down and have a conversation, and they might have to make a trip up to 168. And he was injured as well. Jay Will, Adames should stop trying to cut that much weight and go to 68. I agree. I agree 100%. If you believe in your skills, just go up to 168, bro. And Adames is not a young guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a young guy. So he needs to go up and weight, for sure. Adam said he should, Jay Will. Shout out to G5 and the crew, man. Big shout out to Laser Sharp Gaming, man. for sure. Let me see. John Parham, 1452. What's going on, bro? Big shout out to you. Says salute to you, bro. Um, said Bruce. He talking about Bruce Gas. John Parham said definitely not born pure art. Yeah, it's and the
That's what I
thing
was gonna
about it.
say, man. I was
Mhm.
gonna say that, man. Whoever the guy was that was saying that he was born, he need to look at the Zepeda fight as well. Zepeda is not no
Yeah,
just a regular. He's a volume puncher, and Shakur still took it to him. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So yeah,
and that was
whoever's
an
saying he's
exciting fight.
born is yeah, he's not born, man. You're just looking at art, you're looking at skill, athleticism, all that.
Yeah, you gotta, and like I said, you have to broaden your horizons as a boxing fan because there's different fights that can
If
lay out and they can be interesting.
so, if that fight was boring, how would he rate Kelly Bachman?
Good question. I hope he's still in here. Good question. Great question. Um, said my friend, what's going on with you? Said Shakur made the man apologize for slavery. LOL, crazy work. Yeah, that was some nasty work. That was a nasty work. Yeah, but I mean, he put on a hell of a performance, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? T.O. got humble. He got humble in front of the world. You know what I'm saying? John said, if you think it was boring, you don't know boxing. Yeah, hey, John, and that's the thing, man. Like, we want to, like, some channels, like, they'll bash people to think like that. We kind of just want to educate them and bring them along and let them know, like, greatness when they actually watching it. He just ain't understand what he was watching. That was greatness that he was watching. You know what I'm saying? My friend said Shakur neutralized him. Yeah, I pretty much after round two, I think after
You
round two,
know,
Shakur went to the corner. He went to the corner smiling. Like, he went to the
you
corner
know
smiling,
what?
bro.
You know why he neutralized him? Because he didn't do what was expected of him. That was playing off the ropes, a lot of movement. That in its own, when you're not coming with a game plan that your opponent thinks you're going to do, and you do something totally different, that stalls them out. They like, shit. Now
Hey,
what do I do?
let me add this on too. Shakur hasn't really done that really since the De Los Santos fight. He been pretty much standing his ground since. So I don't even know why he would think that. You know what I mean?
Because everybody kept talking about how Cepeda had him on the ropes, but if you look at that fight, he had the better punch percentage at I think it was slightly over 50 in that. So you talking about Cepeda landing a bunch of stuff off the shoulders, off the elbows. It didn't count.
And can I add on to that, bro? If you look at that fight against Cepeda, Shakur was walking himself to the ropes. He wasn't getting put on the ropes or in the corner. Shakur was
Exactly.
walking himself to the ropes and to the corner to try to set some counter opportunities up that makes Zepeda open up offensively so he can get his stuff off. All he was doing when he wanted to not be on the ropes, all he did was just pivot out and put Zepeda on the ropes. That's all he did.
And
You know what I'm
and
saying?
did it several times. Because
Yes,
what he was
absolutely.
doing was he was allowing Cepeda's movement to fall into a lot of them shots.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, Timmy, what's going on, man? Timmy T88, man, what's going on? Hold on, before I read this comment, man. Everybody that's in here, man, please follow in this corner podcast, man. Please follow Boxing First Vlog and please follow myself. If you follow us, we follow you, man. You show us love, we're gonna show you love. We're gonna subscribe right back to you, man. Please subscribe to us, man, so we can keep this dialogue going. Because this is a special episode on a Sunday, because we usually don't do this, but because of all the action between Friday and Saturday, we felt like it was warranted. So that's why we here. Timmy T88, he said Shakur was the more dominant front foot fighter. That jab was lightning fast, and his left hand had more pop in it than people talk about. I agree 100%, bro. I agree 100%, man. Shakur put on as they say, a master class. He put on a master class for sure. Peter said, shocking. Timmy, I like father and son duels. However, Tio needs to bring in a completely different trainer. He is 28, still young enough to make change. Um, I want to make this comment real quick because vlog, it looked like you ready to say something. Let me make this statement really quick. I watched Greg Hackett on his live last night. Big shout out to G. And somebody asked him like what would he do if he had T.O. as a fighter, like he was training him. And he was like, his basics is so bad, he's gonna have to like get him in the gym with like nobody around, like just them two, and start with like fundamentals because he was like he got a lot of bullshit to his game, and he's been getting away with it because of athleticism and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, I couldn't agree more because Tio gets away with a lot of nonsense, but the Teofimo Lopez Jr. and Senior combination reminds me of the Danny Garcia Jr. and Senior combination.
Bro, great minds
we
think
ain't
alike.
on the same page. We ain't on the same page.
Yes, I was saying thinking the same thing. Bro,
they're not strategy guys. They're not strategy guys. They're rah-rah guys. And I'm like, sometimes in fights, they're hype men. Sometimes in fights, you need the hype man, and sometimes in fights, you need the strategy guy. Like them father-son combinations, I think when the father/trainer is the rah-rah guy and there's no strategy behind it, eventually that fighter is going to have to either bring somebody into camp that's the strategy guy or going to have to get rid of dad. And you seeing that with Brian Norman Jr. with Senior, because Senior's a rah-rah guy. So Senior think he know a lot about boxing, and he may know a little bit, but you know,
all you got to do is look at how Pops was talking to Shakur and the information he was giving to Shakur compared to how the other Pops, well, literally Pops, but we're talking about grandfather in one situation. But either way, it was different. It was one was concentrating on the game plan. One was paying attention to the fight. The other was paying attention to the fight with no answer for what they were watching.
Yeah, when T.O. dad said, "Go hit him. You're gonna hate yourself in the morning." I'm like, come on, bro. Like come on, bro. Like, come on. Like, because I'm like, if you're giving me that on fight night in between rounds, I can only imagine what you're doing in camp with nobody around.
Bro, you know when that comes into play, when it's a close fight, you're in the 10th, 11th round, and you want to pull something out the side pocket to, you know what I mean, put a little power, energy in the fighter that's in front of you. That's when you pull that. You don't pull that out in round 6, round 7.
I agree. Hey, Ty, quick question for you, bro. Do you think T.O. needs to look at possibly getting a different trainer?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like you said, the rah-rah guys, man, like the guys doing a lot of clowning, showboating and all that. That's like when it's time to get down to business, man. You like you said, you need somebody that's going to be in your ear telling you what to do. Like when you got them guys all in the press conferences and clowning and all that, like take Floyd and Uncle Roger or Floyd and Floyd Sr. You don't see them, they're there to do business. You know what I mean? They're in the corner giving you instruction. You don't see all that clowning and no good instruction. That's why Floyd was so successful because of the team. And good uncle, good father. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like you said, I agree with you. They're just rah-rah guys. They just like the spotlight and all that. But when it's time to get down and get the business, yeah, they need somebody in the ear that's giving them good instruction.
Can I say?
Go ahead.
This gonna be controversial, but I don't mean it to be controversial. I think he needs a black trainer because he has the athleticism that we can relate to. Mm-hmm. And you know, maybe that coach can get him structured to start off traditional, start off fundamentally, and then apply the athleticism as the fight develops.
Can I tell a really, really quick story on your statement, vlog? Really, really quick. Good friend of the show, Padman McGriff. Big shout out to Griff. For the people that don't know, Padman McGriff worked exclusively with Teofimo Lopez as an amateur, as a kid, when he was like 15, 16 years old. And I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have a problem me putting this out there. But basically, he was working with Teofimo. Said they was making some really really good progress, and Teofimo's dad decided to go in a different direction and take on Teofimo Lopez exclusively. So when I know for a fact when Teofimo was young, he he did have a different set of eyes that was working with him as a kid on the come up. And I think dad just kind of just took over at a young age, which kind of attributes to what you're kind of seeing with Teofimo Lopez. I think some of that too was like lack of discipline as well. Just being around your dad all the time and not having that solid team like you're talking about, Vlog. And I know what you're saying as far as like the black trainer. Like, because if you put Teofimo Lopez with like a Virgil Hunter, he's a completely different fighter. He's a completely different fighter.
You know who I was thinking about? Buddy McGirt.
Buddy McGirt would do a great job with Teofimo. Great job with Teofimo. That's a great point. But I know what you're saying. Like, it's like you don't want it to be controversial, but it just it just so happens that there are some black coaches that would really mold a Teofimo Lopez and his physical talents inside of the ring. Because it seemed like Teofimo fights without thinking, if that makes sense. Like he's a
reactionary fighter.
Yes, he thinks with his athleticism, but he doesn't think. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said you get him. Like, I agree with Greg Hackett to a certain extent that sometimes you just start with the fundamentals. You kind of pull them to the side. Let's just get back to the basics. Working on the jab, consistent. You know what I mean? Like good 2-3 hours, just straight jab work. You know what I mean? Like getting that muscle memory back into place or re-energizing muscle memory. You know what I'm saying? So it can happen for him. Don't doubt. He's still a big player in the game as far as having the name recognition. Obviously, got a resume that's comparable to a lot of the top tier guys in the sport right now. So I'd tell him take a break, like he said, having a new kid and things like that, working on things with wifey and all of that he bought out. So take a little break, readjust the camp to a certain extent. Don't slight your dad. You know what I mean? I'm not asking you to do a Brian Norman Jr. situation because I'm sure you're very loyal to your pops, but kind of ask pops to just be more of an advisor to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Be more support wise. You know what I mean? I need to pick up a couple tools from somebody else, and it's not a bad thing. So I think that could be worked out in that camp, especially with him saying pops was having a little bit of some health things going on, is why he wasn't at one of the pressers or whatever. So it can be. I think it could be worked out.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think both of you guys brought up some really really great points as far as that. Just to bring up another person before we move on, that had issue with their father, and I think it really stunted their growth in their career. A primary one is Chris Eubank Jr. and Sr. I think that's one of the more egregious ones. Because I know Senior used to sit in the corner with Junior in between rounds and used to just be like this. Like he wasn't even saying nothing to him. Like, and I think Eubank Jr. didn't start getting his real education until he actually got with Roy. Like Roy, that was the first time I seen him fight with some type of intelligence when he got with Roy. You know what I'm saying? Like the Conor Ben fights, he was weight trained in both joints. Like he was lucky to win the first one. You know what I'm saying? Like he risked his body for 2 paydays. You know what I'm saying? But that father-son trainer fighter situation, it can play either way. It can play either way. Adam said, Shakur jab was hurting T.O. I agree that Shakur got more power than people think. Hey Adam, I just want to say this really quick. You don't have to be the biggest power puncher in the world, but you could tell somebody got popped when the opponent's not trying to run down on them. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever really see anybody really try to run down on Shakur. It was kind of like Floyd. Like when Floyd started having the hand problems and stuff like that, like Floyd didn't have the greatest power, but you seen he had enough pop in his punches to where guys just wasn't running up on him, just disrespecting him. You know what I mean? Like he had respectable pop, to keep guys at bay. And with a guy with that skill set, with Shakur, that's all you really need. Really. Bruce Gass says salute, John. Jay Will, Shakur for me, put himself in that top 5 pound for pound with Usyk, Inoue, Bam, Bivol. Go ahead, bro. You said no. Well, are you dropping a video on that?
You see it right there. You see it right there.
You have him. Oh, you have him one.
None of these dudes. Yes, none of these, and that's including over Boots. Why? Because Boots hasn't pulled off the performance against the quality of competition. Not as of yet. The Stanionis fight, great win. Unification. Again, quite not. Stanionis not the level of a Teofimo Lopez. But at that time, he had one of the best jabs in the game. But it just wasn't used because he wasn't fighting. Blame it on PBC or whatever. But I'm just saying, even right now, none of them dudes, Usyk hadn't had that type of performance where it was just a pitch shutout. If it was against a repeat offender. It was against a guy you had already beat, so I can't give you credit for a great performance against a guy you already beat. So again, who in the top 3? Look at Inoue's last fight. Not a great performance. He was using his face as a defensive mechanism. So you know what I mean? He withstood under that whatever pressure the Mexican cat was bringing to him. Big shout out to Boy because he went a long way and did what he was supposed to do in that fight. You know what I mean? Made it the distance, earned his paycheck. But what I'm saying is none of these guys that he mentioned as far as being recognized as the top, they haven't done what we just happened. So automatically that elevates him over them because he was already on the list. It's not like we pulled and put him on the list out of the blue.
Yeah, we definitely have to have a vlog real quick. You have an approximated day you're gonna drop your pound for pound list because I know you want a video for it.
First thing in the morning.
Okay, so look for Boxing First Vlogs pound for pound list video tomorrow, maybe Tuesday the latest. Definitely be on the lookout for that. But in order for you to catch that, you got to be subscribed to him. So you got to go subscribe to Boxing First Vlog and subscribe to In This Corner Podcast, and then subscribe to your boy G5 Jeff TV while you're doing all that. You know what I'm saying? OG Kicks, big shout out, bro. He said G5 Jeff, 100%. Big shout out to you, bro. Peter said, I think T.O. Sr. needs to focus on getting sober. It was sad to see him battling demons fight week. I mean, that goes into what we were saying, man. Senior might need to take a back seat and let another trainer go in there and go handle T.O., for the sake of his son, at the end of the day. And on top of that, getting himself together as well. Jay Will, he said, T.O. Senior said, where is your power? Like, Dad, I don't have time for questions. I need instructions. Yeah, I mean, like I said, as a trainer, you have to do things as a trainer. There's certain things you have to do in the corner, and you have to read the room. Read the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to watch what you say, how you say it, and you are there to deliver advice and instruction. Like, yeah, I don't think the trainer should be asking any questions because your job is to have the answers. So I agree with that. But Vlog, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that was cap of the show right there because that was just the perfect way to rebut what your dad. But he didn't say that, but he should have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree. Peter said, I think Freddie Roach would be a perfect trainer for Tio. Peter, let me ask you this. What do you think Freddie Roach would do with Tio? Because that's an interesting choice. Because I wasn't thinking Freddie, but I kind of want you to respond to that. Like, why would you say Freddie Roach? Because your answer to that is gonna that'll feed into my response. I have a response for that. I kind of want to get more data from you first.
Yeah, let me say this. I get where you're coming from because Teofimo has similar speed and qualities of a Manny Pacquiao, and we think Freddie did great with the time he had with Manny Pacquiao. So I can kind of see where he's coming from with that name.
I kind of like see, that's my thing. Like if we're talking about overall development of a fighter, I don't think Freddie Roach would be the right choice. If we're talking about getting T.O., maybe he's fighting somebody specific where he needs to be extraordinary offensively, then I would get Freddie Roach. That's why I was asking, like, Peter, can you give me more context as to why you said Freddie Roach? And if you was thinking the same thing that Vlog just said, I'm cool with that. Absolutely cool with that. In this corner dropped his link in the chat. So once again, subscribe to In This Corner Podcast. Please subscribe to Boxing First Vlog and subscribe to your boy G5 Jeff TV while you at it. And we're gonna get into these last two fights before we get up out of here. Shushu put up a hell of a performance, man. Shushu got the late stoppage over Carlos Castro. Big shout out to Carlos Castro for being game in that fight too. He actually he had Shushu buzzed, I think, in was that the third round, fourth?
Yeah.
He had him it shot behind the ear too. Shot behind the ear, and Shushu bent down on that shot too. I know a lot of people saying he got hit behind the head, but if you duck down and the shot hits the back of your head, that is on you. It's on you. So just to make that clear, but Shushu shows some grit, he shows some smarts, he showed the ability to adjust, and that five piece with the biscuit he laid on Castro to get him up out of there. Oh my goodness, late power too, Big shout out to Shushu, man. But we said he was a problem before this fight happened, but Castro was going to be a good test, man. But Shushu that deal.
I actually thought it was going to come from the body work. You know what I mean? I thought he was going to really kind of slow him down and get to him with the body work. But, I mean, you can't sleep. Both of them had devastating right hands in that fight. Both of their right hands was vicious. They was putting everything in the kitchen sink with it. You know what I mean? Everything in the kitchen. So, no doubt about they was both getting off. I thought that was fight of the weekend, really. You know what I mean? Based on the competition level, you know what I mean? Based on earned positions, it wasn't no given, you know what I mean? Like, so I thought Castro definitely was in a position that he, you know, deserved another opportunity at a title, you know what I mean? Kind of probably got robbed against the boy, Cool Boy, you know what I mean? So, you know, it was a great fight, man. I thought it was fight of over as far as action and outcome. Yeah, it was a great fight, bro. I thought it was fight of the weekend, no doubt. Not taken away from nothing Shakur did, but just on just the action. I thought the action and Shushu fight was just a little bit more meaningful action, shots, bit more accurate, you know what I mean? And then adjustments made in the fight. So it was everything happened in that fight.
Yeah.
Boxing. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hey Ty, what you think about Shushu's performance, man, over Carlos Castro?
Man, it was a good fight. I agree with Vlog. That was one of the fights that had the most action. A lot of combinations were thrown. You know, both guys got hurt, as you mentioned. Yeah, Shushu got hit in the head, and they kind of like buzzed back into the ropes a little bit. But you know, he kept his composure. But yeah, man, Shushu's nice fighter, man. You see, he got the championship now. Very emotional after the win. And like you said, man, that five piece at the end, wow. You could tell Castro wasn't getting up from that. Like he wanted to, but yeah, he couldn't, man. So like both good performance by both guys, man. Hats off to both of them. Like, and we seen with Castro, we seen what he did in the Cool Boy fight. He's got pop. He drops these guys. He hurts these guys. So he's a dog. You could say that he's a dog, man. He's willing to duke it out with you. But unfortunately, he came up short. But yeah, man, hats off to Shushu, man. That was an incredible finisher.
I think the most important thing with Shushu is he showed the importance of throwing compact shots, short shots. because Castro was quick on the draw as far as his countering shots. So when they were throwing with each other, Shushu was ahead of Castro by that much because Shushu's shots are shorter shots, more compact shots, and Castro was throwing pretty tight shots too. So that was one of the more impressive things I've seen from Shushu. But Shushu keep going on his path, man. Within the next year or two, man, he gonna be knocking on the door of that pound for pound list as well, man. That is a bad dude. That is a bad dude. Shushu, bad dude. Fanboy Podcast 3638. He said, when is Amari Jones' next fight? I think Amari just signed. Amari just signed with Golden Boy. So I think he's ranked number 6, number 5 right now. So he should have something coming up. I don't think he has anything yet, but he should have something coming up. He said, I just subscribed to your channel, Real Recognize Real. I'm from East Oakland. Big shout out, my fam out there from East Oakland, man. Big shout out to you, man. We're gonna subscribe right back to you, bro. Big shout out to you, man. For sure.
Town business, you dig? Town business. From
Absolutely.
Philly to the town, you dig? This, yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
So big shout out to the town murder on this side of the block, you dig? He know what it is.
Hey, Ty, I'm not gonna let this guy sneak up on me. This is Last Ones at the Bar. Big shout out to Last Ones at the Bar. It says salute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Said, show grit and heart plus talent to go with it. I couldn't agree more, bro. That was a excellent performance. And let me say this real quick before we get into our last topic. That's how we want our fighters to win championships, bro. Go up in there against a quality opponent, man. Somebody that's not going to lay down, and they actually go through a process to go win that belt inside the ring, man. We love to see that.
That's how that is either win or lose the title. That is actually how you're supposed to go try to take somebody's belt.
Absolutely.
Not what Josh Kelly did. Not giving somebody the belt based on, I don't know, bro. That shit. I thought he was out there competing with Shakari Richardson. Like,
yo, that's funny. Hey, real quick. Put for the people that's listening. Would y'all be interested in doing a private stream to where we watch the Josh Kelly and Bakram fight and score it? I'm gonna repeat that. Would y'all be interested in doing a private stream, private podcast, private show, invite only, and we watch the Bakram versus Josh Kelly fight together, and we score the card together? We score it, and we all have our scorecards. Put a one in the chat if you're interested in that. I'm kind of curious to see where y'all at with that. And I think the last fight we're gonna cover, which one we missing?
Keyshawn.
Yeah, Keyshawn and Jermaine Ortiz. I'm not gonna lie, bro. We highlighted Keyshawn going into this fight. Big shout out to T. You know, he felt like Keyshawn was under the most pressure to actually get a dub in this fight. I'm not gonna lie, man. That was an impressive performance by Keyshawn Davis because he had that switch hitter style that Vlog brought up in the last show. It came to fruition to where he had to figure things out. But that body work that's some of the most impressive body work you're gonna see in a high level fight like that. His accuracy in terms of his body shots is very impressive, and he put the belt to ass to Jermaine Ortiz, man. He put the belt to ass. Todd, real quick, what you think of Keyshawn performance, real quick, and Vlog, I'm gonna let you cook.
Man, I was impressed. Right? Like I said, man, I felt he had to earn the fans' trust back. He's definitely earned my trust and my respect. You could tell from the first round the way he was coming out running, he was anxious. He was anxious to make a statement. Man, like you said, man, that body work was impressive. Now he had some moments in the fight where, you know, Jermaine Ortiz stood his ground. Jermaine Ortiz, you know, he's a warrior. He could fight. But I said it. I called it. Like, if you look in the group chat, I called it. I said, I feel Keyshawn is going to get a stoppage. I said this on the second round. I felt like he's going to get a stoppage. Now he did it in the last round with about 10 seconds left. But I think when that eye starts swelling, I think he smelled blood. And like when that eye starts swelling, yeah, man, like
Yeah,
Keyshawn, he was going to go in for the kill. And he put him down with a body shot in the 11th round. They put him down with a body shot in the 12th. So, but Jermaine Ortiz, man, hell of a fighter, man. Great performance by both guys. But yeah, Keyshawn, that dude, like I said, man, from all that craziness he poured out there in Norfolk, man, he's earned my trust back. So hats off
for
to him,
sure.
man. Great stoppage.
Real quick, I just want to say this really, really quick. Fam podcast said that 5-piece with no biscuit. Yeah, that joint was crazy. Said 5'10" to 215. Yeah, for sure. You don't find many Oakland to Philly to Oakland, man. He said one, but that was horrible. He said, Boxing First Vlog, do you have a YouTube channel? Yes, he does. If you just type in Boxing First Vlog, it should come up. If you search my channel, you should be able to find his channel through mine. I really got to get your link, bro, to your channel. I think we're going to customize it because I think you still got the long extension on your channel. I think we got to customize it and make it just Boxing First Vlog, make it easy for everybody. So like youtube.com/Boxing First Vlog, just to make it simple for everybody. But yes, he does have a channel. Once you find it, definitely subscribe to him. Him and I've done plenty of work on my channel, so you should be able to find him through there as well. But vlog, Keyshawn, what you thought? Yo,
You on
volume,
mute, bro?
baby.
My bad. This motherfucker cost me a bag, man. Not a big bag, but a little coin, man, because I had it going the distance, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? I had it going the distance. I had it going the distance, bro. And that was the only one. Yeah, because I had Shakur winning going the distance. I put a little parlay together. I had Shakur winning going the distance. I had Big Baby on the money line. I had Xander Zayas on the money line. So it was like it ended up being like a plus 863. So I put like a quarter piece on it. You know what I mean? Nothing too serious. So there's a little coin and shit I lost on that one. But that was my only loss on that parlay. And then my other parlay, my only loss was the Bachram decision. So I mean, 2 fights caused me on some decent little parlays I had put together. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I still enjoyed the day. But as far as this fight is concerned, it was excellent. See, this is what I'm talking about the boxer. If you box the way Ortiz boxed, I'm understanding, but at the same time, he was still aggressive. He was throwing the lead left hand, which caused Keyshawn a bit of difficulty with trying to time it and see what distance it was coming at, how fast it was coming, and it landed. So that's aggressive, effective boxing. What Kelly did was not effective boxing. It was survival boxing. There's a big difference.
Yeah, I wish Shane was able to jump on the show, man. I talked to him for like 5 minutes about the Josh Kelly fight, but I think he was actually at the fight, so he really didn't score it. But I really want to get his opinion on that, man. Said fan podcast. I just subscribed to your channel, real recognize real. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact.
Appreciate you. Town business, you dig?
For sure, man. Big shout out to you. But that was a major card, man. Like between Pro Box and the Shakur Stevenson card, and
real quick, before we leave, Keyshawn, stay at 140, or should he move?
Yeah, I think he should stay at 140. I know he called out Devin Haney, but I think he should stay at 140 for one reason. For a guy to move up in weight and to show that late power to get that late of a stoppage, that's impressive. Because a lot of guys don't carry their power into them championship rounds. And for him to do that, because I thought he was going to get him up out of there in round 10. Because Ortiz looked like he ain't want no more. He looked like he ain't want no more trouble during round 10. But for him to be able to break Jermaine Ortiz down like that, I think that 140, I think he should stay exactly at that weight. He fought well and he looked energized. Like he looked good. in that fight, man. Like for sure. I think he should stay at 140, bro. What you thinking?
I think it's bigger opportunities at 147. It's bigger money fights. At 140, it's a bit congested. You're gonna get a lot of guys not liking numbers on contracts and things like that. It obviously some of his folks that he obviously run with is in 140. So I think 147 is the move in all actuality, because I'm sure he's thinking now he's got a bit of an independence. He's kind of got his own little circle going on. It's probably time to kind of make moves and make waves. And I think 147 is the move. He obviously looks like he's built for it. He has a similar build to what we know from Terrence Crawford. Fight similarly to Crawford a bit, you know what I mean? So 147 is the move to me. I ain't gonna fraud you.
Well, our Oakland / Philly family feel the same way, man. Fan podcast, he said Keyshawn should move up to 147. Yeah, I think the thing that's crazy, I think Keyshawn would beat Rolly right now. I think he would beat, I don't know if he beats Hank. I don't know if he beats Hank.
Listen. I anticipate this fight possibly 2027. Ryan Garcia and Keyshawn Davis.
I think Keyshawn beats the dog shit out of Ryan Garcia.
I do too.
I think he beats the brakes off.
I think that's an easy division for him, aside from Devin. I think that's 147 is easy. So if he does go to 147, that's easy work.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree.
But in my estimation, to build up to make Devin Haney a bigger fight, you got to kind of come into it, had already made some waves in the division. So if you could get a big fight to make that a even bigger fight, you know what I mean? I think it's possibly going after the winner of Garcia and Davis. I mean, Barrios and Garcia.
Yeah, I actually agree with that, but we're gonna cap this thing off, man. Hour 27 minutes strong. And let me say this real quick though. There's a bunch of stuff that we didn't get into.
Oh yeah, a lot of upsets. It was a lot of upsets.
Yeah, we didn't get into Xander Zayas. We didn't get into William Skoll getting upset. We still got we still have the card for the night. Card. Zuffa card. To be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this might warrant a card. This might warrant a show for tomorrow. There's so much activity going on that we're going on days that we're not even scheduled to go on. Like we're usually Tuesdays and Thursdays, but there's so much action going on that we can't cover all of this stuff in 1 hour and a half show. And we're doing it a little different this time because when we was doing the Goodfellas podcast, we would just stay on this motherfucker for 3 hours and shit and just cover everything. But we're being more cost efficient with the work now. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get this real quick. My Oakland family fan podcast, he said Devin Haney is my guy, but I rock with Keyshawn. But if Devin and Keyshawn fight, I got Devin Haney to win. I think Haney wins that fight as we're speaking right now. But if there's somebody that's going to beat Haney, it would be somebody with Keyshawn's skill set. I think Keyshawn can pretty much do it all. The only thing I haven't seen Keyshawn do is really be bouncy with his footwork. But he gets away with what he does as long as he gets away with it. But a guy like Haney, I think he need to be a little more bouncier with the footwork because he's going to do some things to cut Dev off, put himself in better positions to land offensively. Dev is like a cheat code right now, man, with that movement and that jab and his knowledge inside. Like Devin fights smart. People think like, oh, the Ryan Garcia fight happened. I'm like, yo, like, yeah, like he was on the space juice. He was on the space juice. And for the people that's listening, Vlog did give me permission to use the word space juice. So he was on the space juice. You know what I'm saying? But Devin Haney, he never fails you in terms of his knowledge inside the ring. He always fights smart, always does the correct thing inside the ring. But I think that would be a great fight. Maybe like a year from now. I think that would be a huge fight. pay-per-view type fight. For sure, man. Jay will say respect the grind. Yeah, man. We trying to do the best we can, man. We trying to do the best we can, man. But we gonna close this thing out, man. Hour and a half strong. So what I want you guys to do is also please follow us on Instagram as well. What I would like to do is start like a private chat with everybody to be in the comment section and everything, so we can kind of set some things up, get to you guys, just give you the latest and the greatest, even if we're not on the podcast. So if we can make that happen, that'd be great. Fan podcast said Devin don't make the same mistakes twice. He doesn't. That's a great point. That is a great point, because even when he got hit with the check hook against Ryan Garcia in the first round, he went the next 4 or 5 without getting hit with it. He actually put in some great work. You know what I'm saying? And then he just got caught. He just got caught again. You know what I'm saying? But when you on that space juice will do it to you.
Man, he had the boosters on.
Yeah. He had the enhancers. You know what I mean? He had the enhancers, for sure, man. But this was a great show, man. I was really looking forward to this one, man. This was a great show. We're definitely gonna, put out some clips on this one. To be honest with you, this about a good 8 to 10 highlight clips in this show alone, man. So we're gonna drop them. So basically, just to explain really quick before we roll. So basically, these podcasts, they get chopped down into 1 minute, 2 minute clips. Everybody get tagged in them vlog. Legend. If Teak on the show, we'll tag Teak, man. So you can see the highlights from the show at multiple places. You can see it on Legends channel. You can see it on Vlogs channel. You can see it on both of these social medias. But the goal for that is to bring you guys here to the podcast to listen to the actual show in its entirety, or listen to the playback in its entirety. Like the stuff that we be cooking up on this podcast, man, like it'd be a shame that people don't see it like live and in its entirety. Even when you watch the replay, you really don't get the sense of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't get the true feel of it, man. Like when you in here live, bro, this is a different type of show. It's a different type of show. You understand what I'm saying?
It's like watching the fights, man. That's how I look at it, man. When you watching the fights in real time, it's better than watching on the playback for me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that's the thing, bro. Like I'm not saying that we're the best. In my heart, I believe we are. I'm not saying that we're the best. I'm saying there's no show like this. There's no show like this. You're not gonna find another legend. Like you're not gonna find another box. You damn sure not gonna find another boxing first vlog anywhere on this planet. You're not gonna find another boxing first vlog. You're not gonna find another G5 anywhere. Like we're all individuals. We all superstars just on the same team. Like this is different type shit. You understand what I'm saying? So we need you guys to be tapped in. Make sure you following us, because we can do a show at any time depending on how the game going. Because we probably doing a show tomorrow because it's warranted. We probably gonna do one Tuesday because it's warranted. Probably gonna do one Thursday because it's warranted. It's so much activity going on right now. We have to. We can't get away with 2 days out the week. Not the way boxing rolling right now. I'd say we only tapped in on probably about 25% of what we needed to tap in on today.
Really? Yeah.
Like, bro, we didn't even get into Frank Martin and not here. We didn't get into that. We didn't get into the Ryan card.
We didn't get into Jerry Miller getting that wig knocked off.
I didn't get on that.
Hey, listen. Hey, you know what his new nickname is? That's Big Baby Franchon. that big baby Franchon right there, baby.
Yo, oh man, I told Vlog this off camera, man. He with the wig off, man. He looked like my man on Harlem Nights when it was at the dice table and shit. And he got mad. He came in the judge like, I hate shooting dice around these kids and give me bad luck.
He's like, I'll stick this little nigga.
That's exactly who he looked like, man. Let me get this. Last comment out of here. Hezzy said, "Beard check, fool. Appreciate you, brother." Timothy said last night after the fight, the first time in Shakur Stevenson career, that thousands of Puerto Ricans in the comment sections are claiming Shakur Stevenson is a Puerto Rican. Hey, man, if that builds his fan base, man, it's so big, man. If he want to be a part-time Rican, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But we go close that thing out, man. Ty, please give him your social media and all that good stuff, brother. Let them know what's going on with you.
Yeah, man. Facebook, Ty Finney, podcast in his corner, IG, The Legend 34/7. You know, just check me out for the interviews. I'm talking with a guy right now, back and forth. So we're gonna make something happen. So stay tuned for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Boxing First Vlog, man. Give your social media. Let them know what's cracking with you.
Man, Boxing First Vlog, you can see it on the channel right now. That's my YouTube name right there. But I'm on Instagram, I'm on Threads, but you got to use the one. Look me up on IG, bro, because I'm posting. I bring you the numbers for the sport. Try to help make the sport a little bit more fun for us as we watch it. Maybe and make a little coin. You know what I mean? You never know. I had some great calls this weekend, a couple upsets I talked about. You know what I mean? And I talked about my personal bets and things I didn't hit, but you know, I was right there. I was 10 seconds away. You know what I mean? And I had the
right.
You know, I had the bad call in the championship fight. You know what I mean? So, you know, it is what it is, but I enjoyed myself and I ain't lose my mortgage money, so I ain't mad at
nothing. Hey, gotta keep a roof over our head, man.
You did.
That's a fact,
but yeah,
bro. Yeah.
But like I said,
yeah.
But Leah, I'm gonna land right now. But yeah, check me out. Like on IG, it's boxing #1 STVOLG. VLG, my bad. I'm tripping.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but check me out, though, man. I'm just bringing the numbers, bringing some news and reaction and all of that, bro. And my page is gonna be live. I'll be back in the morning with the top 10, the official, the real, the most serious top 10, not this hyperbole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, big shout out to Boxing First Vlog, man. Y'all can find me all over the place, man. G5 Jeff TV, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, X, Threads. Another announcement too. We're gonna start. The show is gonna be streaming on X starting next week. So we're gonna be on X as well. So that'll be Legends channel, my channel, Vlogs channel, Facebook, Instagram, and X. So we're gonna be in 6 and Kick. We're gonna be in 7 different places. So we definitely expanded. Oh, also, I don't even think I told you all this. We actually the podcast just got officially registered on the YouTube Music. So you can definitely check us out on YouTube Music as well. You know what I'm saying? If you want to check out the podcast in its entirety, all the episodes is gonna be on there, man. So we definitely making some big moves. So yeah, we gonna do a show tomorrow. Like fuck it. Like, yeah, we're gonna do a show tomorrow.
Yeah.
We need to. We're gonna do a show tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. So on behalf of Ty Fendi, the legend, Boxing First Vlog, and your boy G5 Jeff TV, man, this was a special episode of Throw the Hook Podcast, episode 16. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.